What's up, everybody? It's On Fire Tonight with Josh and Tressa. We are here today to talk about Man in the High Castle, Season 2, Episode 3. The episode is called Travelers, and we are about to spoil it. This is your only warning.
Yep. That's really loud. Let me just turn that bit. Josh, what'd you think?
Dude, so many fucking things happened.
Yeah.
This was a very twisty-turny, action-packed episode with like so many fucking cool details. I don't even know where to start. I feel like we could talk about this episode for a day and a half, but we don't have time for that.
No.
Because we're on a motherfucking schedule.
That's right, Josh. We have schedules. We are adults. Kind of.
Sorta.
A little bit.
Tiny bit. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Meh. Merp.
We start off with, I believe, the doctor. The doctor's like, yo, Josh. Yo, he says. Jingleheimer Smith, you gonna kill your son or what? And he's like, I'm working on it.
He is a lot more sensitive than that. Dr. Adler is a longtime family friend. But he drops by and he's like, Obergruppenführer, I have to make reports on a timeline and your son is not going to get better.
Yeah, and he's not dead. So one of those things has to happen and one can't. So get to work, son.
Yeah, John Smith is like, hey, listen, he's not getting worse. So I'm begging you for more time. That's that time.
He's like, bro, I'm not the god of time. I'm not Kronos over here. Kill your son.
You want to talk to Josh Brolin about that.
That's right. Longtime listeners, letterheads, superfans alike will know Josh is referencing one of our all-time faves, Outer Range on Amazon Prime.
Whoop, whoop.
Thank you. So, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, he's like, Obergruppenführer, you have to kill your son or I will do it for you tomorrow. So you have a day to do this. This is a crime against the state. Like there's no other option.
It's fine. You have like a few hours. What could happen? It's fine. I'm going to kill him. Cool. I'm going to do that.
So like, okay, like,
yeah.
Over the course of this episode, we see the Obergruppenführer do a lot of things.
Thinking.
Fucking Juliana has defected to the Reich and she gets like a full pelvic exam and everything. And she gets interviewed by Eric Rader. Like that's one of Obergruppenführer John Smith's like main dudes.
That's not his normal job.
No, that's not his normal job at all. But this is like an important asset.
That's right.
She is close to Joe Blake, and Joe Blake is their man. Sometimes, maybe.
They're so confident that she fucked Joe. And she's like, no, I didn't fuck Joe. They didn't
Right.
Fuck.
That's what it all comes down to. They're like, we're going to measure your skull. We're going to like compare your skin tone and your hair color. But really what we care about is, did you fuck Joe?
Because we know you did. We heard it. We heard some guys talking about it. Everybody knows you're a whore, right?
I don't think that Joe ever said that.
No,
so I don't know where they're getting their information.
You know what? Because I thought they were just like bluffing, but then in the hall he's like, she's not telling us that she fucked him, so she's lying.
Well, no, what he says is she's not telling him, like, we know that she's closer to Joe Blake, but like, what could her motives be?
Right.
Which is not the same as we know that they fucked.
I mean, it kind of is.
No, it's not. They're close for some reason.
Right.
Anyway, fucking John Smith has got to deal with that bullshit while he's thinking about like, do I have to kill my son today? Because it seems like that's the only option. He's staring at the syringe. He's like,
Watching.
Thomas, skip your Hitler Youth meeting. We're going to go fishing. He's like, skip the Hitler Youth meeting. Dad, who are you?
We're gonna go out to the country and you're gonna play with lots of other puppies. I mean, kids.
Right.
Come on.
So they're sitting there in an isolated place, and Thomas is going on about the sleepover he wants to go to. Don't worry, it's chaperoned. I would never disgrace or dishonor our family.
I know
And
that.
then he starts talking about this girl that he's got a crush on.
And John Smith's like, oh my God, you just keep talking. You are so boring.
Like, oh my God, if I didn't have the syringe, I don't know what I'd do. So, of course, John Smith does the only thing that he possibly can, which is syringes himself to get out of this fucking conversation.
Wild. I would have never expected that.
Fucking, it's, oh,
Good.
we see him wrestling, internally struggling.
Oh,
What the
internally.
fuck?
Yeah, no, it so much was going on in his face. You could just see every single thought that he's had in the past 30 years pass through. He was
Right?
into it. He was just like, I can't listen to you because I'm going to have to murder you, or maybe not. Maybe I can solve this. I'm going to try and think of something good. I don't know what's going to happen. I am upset, is what was going on in his face.
He's got quite the little twist at the end.
Yes, I wasn't expecting that. I didn't think he was going to kill his son. I don't think he had the heart to do it.
Well, but he still had to deal with that problem.
Yeah, but not right now. Who cares? That's tomorrow's problem.
Yeah, but you know what? Time's running out for everybody. None of us is as young as we used to be.
That's true. Everybody dies. That's it. What's he
He
do?
stops by Dr. Adler's, like he waits for him outside the office or something.
Yeah, I don't know
He's
what that
like,
was.
so they get in the car to talk. He's clearly like a shaken man.
Because he killed his son, right?
Nope.
What?
He's like, I took Thomas out to the lake. And he's like,
Mm.
oh,
So sorry you killed your son.
yeah.
That's
And
sad.
then,
It's very
but
sad, John Smith.
he's like, but you did the right thing. And then John Smith is like, I know. And then
Ah!
sinks that motherfucking syringe into Dr. Adler's leg. Bang.
Man, did not expect that at all. Perfect.
Dr. Adler, peace out. He literally just gets up and leaves.
Bye. Hey,
Yeah.
you know what? Problem fucking solved. No one else knows about it. Why didn't you do this weeks ago, John Smith?
Leave the gun, take the cannolis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my favorite part of the episode. That whole storyline.
Right. Oh my God. Like, I'm really on the fucking ride for this guy. Like, why do I have so much sympathy for this fucking American Nazi and his personal struggles?
He doesn't want to be a Nazi.
He does. There's nothing about him that says he doesn't want to be a Nazi.
I know, but I don't want him to
I don't want him to either. But he is a fucking Nazi from the old school. He's a Long Island Nazi.
All right. So we got all that. We had that was fun. But then we got Juliana. She has her exam. Her what's it called?
Right. She meets there's like a family in the waiting room from Buenos Aires, and this guy Hector is like how serious are they about this whole Aryan thing? Like,
my bro.
Apparently he's trying to escape coming war. I don't know why there will be coming war, but he's trying to get out of town.
I don't know what he's heard, but they're pretty fucking serious about that Aryan
thing. They take this Aryan thing pretty seriously.
It's like kind of their whole thing. Yeah, well, good luck. Good luck, sir. Good luck.
Right. So, okay. So when Juliana gets examined, she has old scars from where she got hit by a bus. I don't think we even knew about that, although
We
we did
did.
see a flash of that.
Yeah, well, that's what we know. Yeah.
Right.
Because we knew before, like at the beginning of the series, she mentioned, everyone kept mentioning an accident. And I
Oh.
was like, oh, I forgot that that was even brought up. And then that flashback, oh, that was no accident, my friend.
Was she trying to commit suicide?
In the flashback that she saw, the bus is like driving towards the camera and then she jumps into it like with her arms out and like closing her eyes waiting to get hit by the bus.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're like, hey, we examined you and you have some pelvic injuries. Are you sure that you can bear children? Because
Oh
that
yeah.
is all you're fucking important for.
I can't wait to have so many babies inside me. I am totally ready for that. I'm
I am a
totally
little Nazi
cool.
incubator.
Please put your Aryan sperm inside me. Please don't cut that out and make it sound like I say that all the time, please.
Kidding, that's the tease. It's literally just please put your Aryan. What did you even say?
Sperm inside of me. Oh, did you just try and get me to say it again so it's a cleaner cut? God damn it.
That's definitely the tease. That's the best one.
So, John Smith is like, look, you did great. We think you're fantastic. We want to hear all about the man in the high castle. So,
Yeah, you would have told us already if you knew.
but we
And
totally
he
trust
stares at
you.
her.
Oh my God, the stare as he's driving, he turned
Right?
his head and stared at her for like a solid 10 minutes and then went back to driving. Like, what do you, how did, John Smith,
I don't
watch
know
the
if he's a
road.
psychopath, a sociopath, or what sort of pathology that
Mhm.
kind of person is. Is he a malignant narcissist?
I'm no
What's his deal?
psychologist. I don't know.
I don't know either. Anyway, he drops her off with Helen, and Helen brings her into like the women's dorm where there's like an old age picture of Hitler on the wall, and there's like swastikas on the phone. And they're like, oh, we set you up with like some clothes and makeup. Like, I'm sorry it was so rushed. And, once you pass your citizenship test, you can be a real Nazi for good.
Hooray! But you forgot to give me the key. Can you guess? I need the key.
Oh, no one locks their doors here. This
Oh,
is where good people care about each other.
what if they're sick?
We said good people.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. My apologies.
Yeah.
Can you not? Oh, death stare from the Chihuahua.
So, like, I guess it'll just be like, so Juliana has got to give them some info on the man in the high castle,
Mm-hmm.
and she's got to like join the ladies league and the neighborhood whatever,
Which
like
Nazis are
like the cross stitch group
right.
or whatever it is.
Nazis are not. That sounds fucking exhausting and terrible. I hate it.
Right? Like
Ugh,
Jesus Christ.
no, thank you.
Oy, oy, oy. I thought you guys did away with religion. This sounds a lot like Christian fellowship,
Oh, gross.
right?
Yes. Ew.
Ugh.
Yeah, so that's her deal in this episode.
So she's flipping the fuck out alone in her like women's dorm room. She's sitting in the corner, like crouching behind a cabinet. Then she looks at herself in the mirror. There's that mirror thing.
Mm.
And then she does what every woman who needs therapy has ever done. She cuts bangs.
Yep, that's it. And boy, for kitchen scissors, the most perfect bob I've ever seen.
You know what? She needed a makeover.
Josh, you know what I hate watching? People.
You hate watching hair being cut for some reason.
It makes me crazy. That, you know what? If she had cut her own hair with kitchen scissors, it would be so fucked up and jacked up in the back. It was perfectly straight. No.
Maybe she's done this before. Maybe she's
Nope.
really like,
Nope.
maybe she's quite good
So
at
have
it.
I. So am I. And it's still jacked up in the back. I will show you right now. I don't pay for haircuts.
No one wants to see your fucked up hair, Tressa.
I don't believe that for a minute. So she's like, you know what? I'm going to go visit Joe. I'm going to go see my friend Joe Blake, whose dad is
Right.
Hitler.
Whose dad is definitively not Hitler because we meet the guy in this episode.
Yeah.
It's Reichsminister Heusman.
Hoyson.
He's one of the most important people in the Reich.
Yeah,
And he
Adolf
really wants
Hitler.
to show off. He's like one of like a handful of people right beneath Hitler. He's sub Hitler, but he's very important.
He subs Hitler. Oh, yeah. So she's like, I'm going to go to Joe Blake's apartment that I totally know where he lives because I called and the operator was very helpful. So she does.
Dude, how the fuck did she get? She's like 2/3 of the way out on Long Island. How did she get from there to Flatbush?
Oh my God. You sound like that sketch about the Californians. So
oh my God. So I just took the 5 to the 405. It was really easy. And
I had to sit through that conversation with South Suburban interstates last night. And I was like, I live there and I don't know what you guys are talking about and I don't care. So then.
okay, but here's the thing. You brought up how did she get there? And I think it's an excellent fucking question. She like, how did she even know how to dial an operator or that there was an operator? Do things work that way in the Pacific states? We assume that things are very different in the Pacific than they are in like the New York Reich.
Sure. But you also just try what you know and hope it works. And it did.
Anyway, she gets a phone number and an address, and she doesn't call, but she does just fucking show up, and she meets Rita.
Yeah, Rita's like, oh, it's you. You fucking bitch.
Not even. She's at first she's like, you're very pretty, and then she's like, oh, he fooled you too.
We're both
His dad's
idiots.
very important, and I guess he just smelled a career opportunity, which anyone who knows Joe would know that that is not him at all. He doesn't give a shit about career opportunities or anything like that.
Yeah, but Rita seemed kind of dense about Joe in general.
Well, Rita's mad, but like, does she know? Like, does she understand him? I
don't
like
think she doesn't.
I feel like she genuinely does not understand him.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think she gets him at all. And I'm sure that's Joe's fault for not letting her know who he is. Or not even like being the same person that he was when he was fully with her. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I know that there's some aspect of Joe that just wants a quiet life with Rita and that kid Buddy.
Oh, for sure. Or at least with a kid. He definitely wants a kid.
He wants to be a father to a kid and be the dad that he never had.
Yep.
Right? That's what he wants.
It totally is. Because, meanwhile, he's in Berlin, being forced to hang out with his dad, who he says he's never met.
Yeah, this is like day one of them meeting. And now Joe's got like a white tuxedo. He's like got the clothes to go to this like small affair, which turns out to be a big idiotic party.
Yeah.
Like, I assume that like Heusman was like, I'll have my tailor set you up or something.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. But where'd you get his measurements?
Some spy master dude is like, I've read about how you negotiated with those Negro criminals. Hilarious how you killed them. And Joe's like, I'm fucking leaving.
You fucking suck. You're not my real dad. You guys are all
dickheads. Everyone here is a dickhead. What's the German word for dickhead? Dickhead. Dickenheadin.
Yep.
So some like hot fucking Grace Kelly type is like, oh, do you have a light?
Yeah. He's like, his eyes are all puffy and red. He's like, you don't even know me. Dad, you were never there, Dad. What, a light? Yeah, here you go. I'm cool.
Right.
Joe Blake, come on.
His dad does not know how to talk to him at all. Like,
How
he's
would
trying to
he?
impress him. He's like, oh, we're gonna dam the fucking Mediterranean and irrigate all of the Sahara Desert.
So, who gives a fuck? Not me, that's who.
Yeah, did you know that like my mom died poor because fuck you?
I did know that actually, and meh. Sorry, Joe. Not really, but sorry, but not really. Joe, I also
It seems like this is more complicated than that, but
is it though?
I don't
He's
know.
a
I don't know.
Nazi. Come on. He doesn't give a fuck. He just wants he has an adult son now that he can attach his name to and who can put his legacy in motion and blah
Totally.
blah
He's like, oh,
blah.
I didn't have to do any of that work of raising this little fucker.
Right. He gets all the benefits, none of the diapers or whatever the fuck.
Sons with benefits.
Oh my god. Oh, hold up. Oh, fuck. I think I saw that on Pornhub.
uh,
No. Yeah, so he's like, I'm fuck
so
you
he's
guys,
like,
I'm
you
going
dick
home.
and headens can go fucking yourselfens.
I'm out of here. And he leaves like Doug. Yeah, he's not having it, but Grace Kelly is like, oh, it's too bad you're leaving because we could use some honest men in Berlin. Bye.
Right. She's like, your father is the most important man, like one of the most important men in the Reich.
He
He
could
could,
get you anything you want.
he's like, well, I don't want shit. And that bitch back home, Rita, doesn't even get that.
Come on, Joe Blake, you gotta want something.
No, man, he's a fucking rebel without a cause.
He
You
really.
take you take James Dean out of
Mhm.
his environment and he stays James Dean. He's great. He's like he this is good character consistency.
Yeah, for sure. But
He's not interested in climbing some social ladder. He's like, fuck this shit.
I'm cool as fuck, and I don't
Yeah.
need your fucking tuxedo, bitch.
Yeah. And Grace Kelly's like, oh, he's such a bad boy.
So he's gonna stay in Berlin for a while.
Yeah, it seems like this they're meet cute at the Nazi party.
Years from now, they're gonna tell their children about how he was sobbing in the corner and she approached him for a light for her cigarette. So sweet.
The spy master just fucking boring the shit out of him. Oh, dude, go talk to someone else.
I do not give a fuck.
So like okay, so maybe he's got a new love interest. Also, Frank, who like can only be in the world's worst situations every single day.
Like,
He's like,
bro.
okay, so I put myself in the vice of the Yakuza to get Ed out. I don't even know how to make half the shit. We don't really have a plan. And now apparently we owe them money 7 days from now.
I I thought that they were gonna be making stuff, not paying them.
Well, I think the deal is we get your guy out
Uh huh.
and you just pay us forever. That's how that isn't that like how organized crime work? Like you
Absolutely, Josh, because I totally know.
like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there's like a regular shakedown payment. So you making your fucking counterfeit goods, that's your problem. You make them, you sell them. That's not our problem.
I thought that was the whole plan. Like, if you get this guy free for me, I will make you these counterfeit items and you can make a shit ton of money off of them.
Yeah, but it's not their business to sell the shit. Children
Um,
now, like poor fucking children, right? Like this
All
guy,
he did was sell some fucking goddamn bullets, and now he's neck deep in it.
right? Like he's such a fucking like off-putting snob, but I have so much sympathy for this dude. Like he didn't ask for this shit.
Hell no.
Oi.
Oi, yoy, yoy.
So yeah. So they come up with a half-baked plan to make both of Abraham Lincoln's cufflinks that he was wearing when he got assassinated, which
Wait,
apparently is not even worth that much because that aspect of American history is not as cared about as like
right.
Sitting Bull or like Satchmo's horn or Custer. Yeah, they're like into like the Wild West and
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
into the Negro stuff.
But
That's what those are the words they
yeah,
use.
I know. It's gross. But they're like, children, no, just one cufflink. You can't do two. That's greedy and it's going to look suspicious. Well, too bad. Tough shit. We need money. I'm making two. Seems like a bad idea, but okay, bro.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Joe Blake's got a new lady in his life. Maybe Frank's got a new lady in his life.
Oh. If they
Right.
survive. Like, what the fuck, you guys?
Amazing, right? So he and Ed are like making up a shopping list of like, we're gonna need this kind of gold and that kind of silver. Like, dude, where are you gonna get that shit? Good luck.
No problem.
And some rando drops a calling card off with children.
Mm-hmm.
We don't even know who it was.
Nope.
Like Lemel Washington,
Eh,
Gary,
eh,
someone else.
eh.
The resistance does not seem to have that many active members,
No.
right? Like we're not meeting too many people.
No, like, yeah.
Karen's dead.
Uh-huh. And then there's Lem, and then there's Gary. Is it Gary or Barry? Or is it
Gary.
Harry?
It's Gary.
So Larry is the last one we know. And that's like all we know of. And they seem to be like the only ones that do anything until we meet this new person, Sarah. Where'd Sarah come from? Where was she this whole time we needed people?
She's fascinating. So she's Asian.
Mm-hmm.
She speaks Japanese. She lives in the Pacific States.
Mm-hmm.
And she is 100% a resistance fighter.
Yep. She is not having it.
That's right.
And Frank doesn't get it at first.
He doesn't get it at first.
He's like, what?
But
No. Yes.
he sees for real.
Yeah. So the plan is the Kempetai is going to go, and since no one's given up the resistance, they're going to just grab some people and kill them because you guys aren't going to help us. We're going to help ourselves. And
yeah, the Kempetai are going to kill 12 random Americans just to get retribution.
yeah, they go through some, like, I don't know what kind of factory this was.
It's like a laundry factory.
Yeah, laundry factory. Yeah.
That's what it looked like. It's like a giant facility where apparently there's just maybe laundry being done. I'm not
That's
sure.
what it looked like. And the woman, like the supervisor's like, hey, you guys just, cooperate. It's fine. It's fine. And then later she's like, so what are you doing with all these people? Okay, now you're going too now. You got to ask questions. You got to be nosy. Now you die. Damn.
That'll teach you to have some lip.
I'm sorry.
Right. So they're like loading these random factory workers onto a bus. And then there's like a staged fake attack where Gary's got Sarah and is pretending that like, she's an innocent victim. And the Kempetai see her and they're like, oh my God, we've got to save that Japanese woman from that American man.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay. So Frank meets Sarah at the diner counter and he is surprised when he meets an Asian woman. And then it turns out that she's real life resistance. And she's like, I don't know if it's a good idea to be working with the ex-boyfriend of a fucking traitor, but you're the best we've got. I hope you can drive.
The best we've got. It's like all they've got.
Yeah, you're all we've fucking got, apparently.
There's absolutely no reason for them to go to Frank unless it's their only option.
He doesn't even want to work with them. Why the fuck?
The only reason he started working with them was on accident or because somebody else forced him to. Nah. He doesn't want to do that shit.
Yeah, he did stuff because Juliana wanted to do X, Y, or Z. He doesn't fucking care about their cause. Like,
No.
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 But he's a good man and he's an angry man.
He is both of those things.
So when Sarah pretends to be Gary's hostage,
Yeah.
and the Kempetai are like, oh my God. And like they get distracted and turn their guns to like deal with this problem. And then like try to save the Japanese woman from this American dude.
Uh-huh.
So they're in a real standoff and Frank comes to the rescue.
Yeah. He sees a gun next to this pool of blood that's gathering next to some Japanese dude.
One of the Kempetai guys.
Yeah. And he's like, not a problem. Hey guy, look at me. What? Shoot, you're dead. And then he unloaded that whole fucking gun in that guy. He was like, and then when it was out of bullets, he kept trying to shoot the guy. Like,
he unloaded
Frank.
Until it went click, click, click.
Settle down, Frank. You're done. You did it. It's fine. Frank.
Yeah, you've got some anger, Frank.
You know what, Frank? You should stand there and keep doing that for the next 15 minutes because the
click,
cops
click,
are
click,
coming.
click, 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 click.
And they can't find the keys to the bus. So that's a problem, too.
So, wait, they can't find the keys to the bus. Uh-oh. Yikes.
Wait, what?
So, do they just set all those people free? Like now those people are witnesses. Like they were about to be murdered by the Kempetai, but the Kempetai could still end up murdering them.
Right. Especially if they're
questioned.
like, right. If they get caught and get questioned, they're not going to be like, I don't know.
Now the resistance has to kill all these Americans.
Look, this was not the plan, but we don't have a choice. And Frank's all
resistance
click,
fighters
click.
are fucking dummies.
Dumb ass dummies. So that's
So yeah.
Frank.
So Tagomi, meanwhile, he tried to like alter the general's plan to transport uranium using public buses.
And the general's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, the general literally starts waving his sword around.
Yeah.
Being like, dude, fuck you. I'm pulling rank.
Do you not understand how this works right now? Because I'm the one who says stuff and you just do it.
Yeah. It turns out that the general outranks him. So he has no choice but to like authorize the thing and is
Tagomi, it's fine. It's just a bunch of stupid Americans that are going to die. It's fine.
That is what his assistant Kodamichi tries to tell him.
Yeah.
He's like, it's not your fault. And he's like, no, when people die, it will be my responsibility. And then at the end of the episode, he's meditating. He's looking at the portrait of his wife. And then we see Kodamichi outside the office and he hears a crash. And he goes in and Tagomi is just gone, baby, gone.
Where did he go?
That fucking photo is on the floor.
Oh, the smile on his assistant's face. Like, I knew he'd do it again. Where did he go?
Finding another world. He's got to watch that Lolita movie. He's dying to see it.
Did you see that poster? I need to see it.
He's like, I really want to get back to a world where the Cuban Missile Crisis is actively happening.
That sounds dope as fuck.
I don't know who Nelson Mandela is, but I gotta find out.
Too many loose strings. I gotta know.
Meanwhile, did you notice he was having like half a meeting that got interrupted by the general?
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
with like, who were those dudes? They were like, they owned some ships that got boarded by pirates.
Yeah, they had Nazi armbands, and that's pretty much all we know about them is they're mad about ships and they're Nazis.
Right. And Tagomi is like, sorry, dude, it's a big ocean. I don't know
Not
what
my
you want me to
problem.
do about it.
Literally. My bro, it's a big planet. You gotta. It sounds like a you problem.
Yeah.
What do you want from me?
So here's another question for you. Like,
Oh, good. I love questions.
we're we're like halfway, we're not halfway, we're like well into season 2.
Mm-hmm.
We have not heard the word Italy once.
Okay.
Third Axis power, the
But
fascist government.
I mean, it hadn't been brought up at all in the first season either. So
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's as though Italy doesn't even exist in this world.
seriously, and maybe it doesn't. Maybe Germany took over before anything. I don't know.
Right? Like, I'm not forgetting anything, am I?
I don't know if you are forgetting something. Whatever you're forgetting, I didn't have that information in the first place.
Okay. Right. We know that in this world, Stalin is dead. Presumably, the the Soviet Union fell to Germania. Also, is Germania like Hulkamania? I
Yes,
assume it is.
that's where he got it from.
Wait, are you saying Germany got it from Hulk Hogan or the other way
No,
around?
Hulk Hogan got it from Germany.
All
Uh,
right. Good for him.
why? I mean, uh, um, I don't understand Germania. Why are they calling it that and not Deutschland or just Germany? I don't get it.
I think that Germania is like all of the Reich, or maybe
It's like Germany, but it's got mania.
it's WrestleMania
Mm-hmm.
German style.
Brats, lederhosen, giant steins of beer, those little hats with a feather, but wrestling.
See? Yeah.
I'd watch it.
Sounds like a good time.
Hell yeah. Sounds
I
like
mean,
something that would be in
I don't
Strange Brew as well.
Strange Brew.
Mm-hmm.
The Strange Things Were Afoot at the Elsinore Brewery.
Yeah. Who was the bad guy? What's that actor's name?
It's been a minute.
It's
Was it Fart Face?
yeah, that's it.
Are you thinking of Fart Face?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, cool.
It's so inconsequential. Doesn't matter at all, but I need to know it is Max von Sydow. Okay.
Oh, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Dodoy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Of course. Of course. Of course. Of course.
Best role he ever did.
Well,
Nope.
he was King Osric in Conan the Barbarian. So there's that.
Tie. Let's say it's a tie.
And you know who did the music for Conan the Barbarian? Basil Poulidorus, who did music for Misfits of Science.
Yep. It all comes full. You know what? We can't live our lives without the movie Conan the Barbarian. It's like
Nor would I ever
I
choose to.
know It's the foundation of our lives.
Such a good movie. Oh my God.
What?
Just like the forging of the sword at the beginning. It's just so fucking awesome.
Yeah. What else happens in the movie?
It's the time of legends.
Mm.
It's between the time when the oceans drank Atlantis and the rise of the sons of Arius.
Holy shit. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
that was the time period. The Hyborian age.
Wait, is Hyborian age just highborn age?
No, man, it's some bullshit that Robert E. Howard came up with.
I think I'm right.
Oh, we should do a Conan podcast
Okay.
where you're like, what is this stupid shit?
And you can teach me. And I can say,
Yeah.
yeah, that's still some stupid ass shit.
uh, maybe I'll do it with someone else.
What? Why? I would never
Um,
disrespect Conan the Barbarian like that. You know that.
so poor young Thomas, who doesn't even know that he has a degenerative disease, is looking forward to that sleepover. He's having dinner with the whole family. The two young sisters who barely exist other than to serve bread and do baking with their mom.
Yeah, like a female. Uh huh.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Uh huh. That's what they're there for. Yeah.
I hope here's a hope that I have.
What is it?
I hope that Obergruppenführer John Smith gets a taste for secretly killing people.
He turns into like a Dexter for Nazis.
Yeah, he's just going through people in his like neighborhood.
Yeah, he keeps having dinner parties, and after every dinner party,
It's a murder mystery dinner party. It's like the mystery is who will he murder? Because definitely one of you will get murdered.
yeah, he should do that. That would be fun.
All right. We know that he's not going to kill any women of childbearing age. And he's got a soft spot for his own children.
Sure, sure, sure. For some reason, that's weird.
For some reason, he's got this inner weakness.
I mean, man up, come on.
And I
But
guess he's not going to kill his own wife.
I mean, she can still
So
cook, right?
if you're playing the Clue version at home,
Mm-hmm.
you can
Mm-hmm.
already eliminate a few people from the suspects that he's going to murder at the dinner party.
Keep your eyeballs on those middle-aged men and older.
Basically, just don't accept a dinner invitation to the Obergruppenführer's house.
Not for a while, anyway. Because he is bloodthirsty now.
Ow!
Ow, ow, ow. Josh, is that the whole episode?
Motherfucker, that's all the time we've got for this one.
Oh, shit.
Thanks, everybody.
That's it.
Keep getting worse.
Goodbye.